welcome back to the Loading Up Podcast. I'm your host, Brother Zay, and we have a full house tonight. Everybody's in, including Producer Jay, Brother Tay,
Bitch, but I have my money.
and Brother Matt with us tonight.
What's up? What's going on?
All right, so before we get into it, let's just get this out the way. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell to get notifications, and if you're listening to on the podcast sites, rate us. We really appreciate you guys listening and joining us every week for this show. So, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? What's everybody playing?
Playing the game of life, trying to commit suicide.
Hey.
What? Whoa. Excuse me, brother. This is the wrong podcast for that right now.
This isn't the wrong.
Jesus.
You ain't hear nothing.
Oh, we're gonna have to talk off podcast.
We're great. We're great.
All right.
Trying to save up money to get this PlayStation. That's the goal.
Okay.
The PlayStation to play Xbox games, right?
Hey, we'll get into that. As for later.
Was that not obvious? Yes, I thought that was.
Wow.
I thought we.
Right. I've been finishing up because I mentioned last week that I beat the story of Metal Gear Solid 2 finally after finding some time to play for the first time. But now I'm like going through. What?
You have the most random completion rates for games. It's so.
Because all right, so here's the thing. We all know that my backlog is crazy, and that I struggle to complete games. So right now I'm going through the Metal Gear Solid series, but I'm getting all the achievements because I really like that franchise and I want to complete it, not just like, oh, I beat the game. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm getting all the achievements, so it's gonna be a minute. And it doesn't help that I said it last week. I had to send my Asus ROG Ally to get fixed. So I only have my Xbox right now, aside from my Switch that I play at work. So I can't exactly play more games. I mean, I could play more games, but I ain't got that kind of time.
First world problems.
First world problems, yes.
Ew. It's extreme first world problems. It's like I only got.
All right, Brother Matt, what you been playing?
I've been playing a lot Call of Duty. I know I said that the last time I was here.
That's all you play, bro.
That is honestly all I play. Instead of Camel Grind, I'm just playing ranked play. That, and I'm playing a undisclosed game I cannot say, but that's all I'm gonna say. Just know
I'm actually jealous of.
I'm having fun.
We don't know what you're talking about. We can't talk about it.
I mean, we can't talk about it, but I'm still jealous.
You know what you need to do.
Having fun.
To play. Why you sign it?
I did, but
nope, never
anywho.
So all right, I've been playing a little bit of everything here and there. You know, like I was playing Madden 24, which dropped on Game Pass. I was playing Call of Duty. And I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. I'm in Act 3, so I'm trying to finish up my personal playthrough in Act 3. It's a lot to go on. But, yeah, that's what I've been playing, so I've been doing.
Why would you subject yourself to that torture? That is.
I mean,
he has like 2 playthroughs, don't you? Or 3?
For Baldur's Gate 3. He's talking about Madden. For Baldur's Gate 3, I have 2 playthroughs.
I definitely said Madden. Why would you put yourself through the torture that is Madden?
Oh,
yeah.
I have a right to say that as a former competitive Madden player when I'm in my youth.
I mean, I've always liked Madden. You know, always played it since a long time, a long time. I'm not like amazing at it or anything like that, but I've always played it. I've always liked it. I've always enjoyed it. I just never liked $70 for it every single year. So I'm glad it's part of, EA Play and Game Pass, so I could just wait for it to drop there.
It's funny that like I tend to make fun of like those who buy the yearly sports games like FIFA, Madden, and NBA. But here I am about to buy the next WWE 2K game. I'm gonna freaking be the biggest hypocrite ever.
Isn't it on sale too? I think it's on sale right now.
No, the last ones are on sale.
The last one's on sale.
The last
new
one's
one, the new one's coming out next month. So
yeah, the new one. All the difference is that Cody Rhodes is on the cover.
That's the difference.
Literally paying for a new cover. That's it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Did you not know this?
That's crazy.
Technically, you could get the other edition where it's Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the deluxe, but that doesn't show up on the when I start the game. That's only for when I buy it. Which is kind of stupid.
Like, it's only for physical as well.
Yeah, it's for physical. So like, I'm all digital, so I don't see that shit. So they should do that though. Like, if you bought the special edition that comes with a different box art, you should see that one digitally.
That would be cool.
I mean,
that's a lot of work for them. Yeah, you're asking a lot. Exactly.
Apparently.
Exactly.
Doing a PNG.
I know, right? Yeah, it's just changing a lot of freaking image.
That's a lot.
Startup.
Okay.
Too much for game developers.
Yeah, these major corporations.
You're talking about 2K games.
Like, yeah, that's even worse.
Exactly. So that's a lot for them to do. You put a lot on their plate. They don't understand that.
I was literally watching a TikTok. I think it was like a sponsored ad or whatever, but they had someone playing the new NBA 2K, and literally he was just like, I like this new one because they got more shops that you can buy different stuff in. And I was like, this is an ad? Like, that's what they're using to sell?
Microtransactions.
Yeah. Oh, it has more shops.
I could spend real money in this game right now. So much more money. I never understood that. That's crazy. Microtransactions like that in sports games are ridiculous. All right. I guess we can jump right into the rumors. There's a lot of rumors going on. A lot of talk and doom and gloom and a lot of crybabies on Twitter.
We do that, we mentioned the fact, not the fact, but mentioned that we were supposed to have a episode this week, but we changed. Like, everything changed. You know, stuff happens. It's all right. It might get pushed back maybe 1 or 2 weeks. We don't know, but don't worry. The episode is still happening.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
It's still
we had an interview planned, but plans changed. So we're still doing it, but just stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. It will happen.
Yes. Thank you for that. I completely forgot about it. You know, I have my mind mixed up of all the things that's going on right now.
You were ready to get into it.
I'm ready to get into it. You know, I mean, I honestly didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't want to get into it. I don't like what's going on right now. All these rumors and all the, you know, Xbox crybaby spaces that's been going on. I don't like any of this. I'd never wanted to even touch it until after some official word from, you know, Xbox and Microsoft. But here we are. You know, things change. So let's get into it. It was a small leak that reported on, and the Tom Warner of The Verge, he wrote an article about it, and from his article, from that leak, saying that some games will be coming to PlayStation, Switch, the internet went on fire, claiming that all exclusives will be going to
for Xbox.
For Xbox, yes, all Xbox exclusives will be going on PlayStation, including, but not limited to, Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, Starfield, and even the new Indiana Jones, which is not even out yet. Even Gears of War. There was rumors of Gears of War. So, like, the rumors really spun out of control, and it got the Xbox sort of fanboys and Xbox community up in arms on Twitter. It's been a wild week.
Yeah. It was let's call it what it was. It was a shit show, and
absolutely
it spanned all weekend, literally. And what got me about it was just how sporadic it was, because at first it started. It started weeks ago, and we talked about it with the Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves. Like, those were the first two rumored games. Well, first it was just Hi-Fi Rush, then Sea of Thieves kind of like got rumored in there. So it was first those 2 games. Then it became that it was going to be all or a lot more than just those games. Then, like you said, Tom Warren had the leak about Indiana Jones. No, and then it was, what was it, Xbox era? They are the ones that kind of started the whole trauma that everybody was going through about Starfield.
Yes.
They said Starfield was going to come to PlayStation. And then that's when it started, like every freaking game that Xbox owned was going to be apparently on PlayStation and Switch. It was, I couldn't keep up with how many rumors that were spreading over the weekend.
You had fanboys that were going out there supposedly throwing away their Xbox. One took a picture of Xbox that looked like it was burnt up. He said he, smashed it, but it looked like it was on fire. Apparently, the picture he used was from Reddit, from a house fire. It was just a mess. Honestly, I think all the rumors are bullshit.
Don't you love the overreaction of fans? Aren't they great?
The overreaction is what really pissed me off, though.
No, honestly.
Like, there's no official word from Xbox, Microsoft, anybody. You're literally taking a little rumor, which may have absolutely no truth to it at all, and running with it as if it's the law. It's the law. This is what's gonna happen, and then putting your emotional, heels behind it. Like this is your whole identity. You're just putting it out there now. Like, oh, Xbox is dead. I'm selling my Xbox, just getting a PlayStation. It just didn't make any sense to me. I was just
I'll never trust Xbox again. I'll never love again. Relax, bro.
Literally, that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, that's literally what's happening.
Yeah, and it's funny because like people were joking about it initially when the Hi-Fi Rush rumors were coming out, and I don't know who made it, but somebody made a meme of Xbox is dead, Xbox is back, Xbox is dead, Xbox is back, and like literally it was like in tandem. Like the past 2 years, it was always something really bad, followed by something really good, and followed by something really bad, and it's just like it never stops, and it's continuing right now. Like even while we're talking, like so I mean, I guess we can go forward too. Like on Monday, Phil Spencer finally said something because people were freaking calling for his head and his removal, his firing. It's been bad, and he said essentially, I mean, I don't have the tweet in front of me.
I got his tweet. His exact words were, "We're listening and we hear you. We've been planning a business update event for next week where we look forward to sharing more details with you about our vision for the future of Xbox. Stay tuned." That's his exact words.
AKA, relax.
You would think that's you would think that's what was gonna be the takeaway from that, but apparently no. People were just even more upset because he didn't explain every single little plan and detail of the future of Xbox in a tweet.
Also, now they're more upset.
Yeah, now they're more upset because he didn't say anything, even though they said we're planning a business update and it's gonna be next week, so you will know next week.
You will know when we got this together. Settle down.
But they got upset because he didn't tell them right then and there. That's what it was.
Yeah, it's like these people expect to know. Like these people expect to know everything. Like as soon. Yeah, because like as soon as any little thing happens, like any like detail or like leak, you're like, oh, we need to know now. Well, why haven't Phil Spencer told us yet? Like, bro, you don't work there.
No, what's funny too,
you'll find out when it comes out. Like,
right. And what's funny too is that I think it was on Sunday that people were like, it was like the peak of like people's frustrations about how come Xbox is not saying anything. First of all, it's a weekend. It's Sunday. They're not working. They don't have to respond. Even if they should, they don't have to. It's the weekend. Let them relax.
Sunday morning. How come Xbox hasn't responded yet? Aren't you,
right?
Like,
they were freaking like
on a Sunday morning, my brother.
They were like the Eminem fans. I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. Like,
Dear Xbox, I wrote you for the I wrote you yesterday. You didn't respond. I don't like it. It's okay.
But no, what got people upset too was the fact that while everything was going on, there was freaking fanboys just going off on Xbox against other fans. Like it was like a civil war in a sense, within the community. And Phil Spencer was playing Diablo.
He's
playing Diablo.
That was the thing. Like everybody's like, "Oh, we see Phil Spencer on Diablo. Why isn't he talking to us? Why isn't he responding? The community is literally on fire. Then they're setting torches out, and Phil Spencer is grinding in Diablo. It's
because y'all be alright for a week. Y'all be alright. Y'all got it.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't make any sense. It was a lot of bullshit.
He probably didn't even know this shit was going on. Like he's not on Twitter 24/7 like you are. So he's actually playing games. He's not playing Twitter. So it's like I don't know what they were thinking like when they were getting upset at that. He's like he probably has his phone on vibrate. Like he don't check this shit.
No, he probably doesn't have it on at all, honestly.
Oh yeah, he probably has it off because he doesn't want any calls for work.
What if Phil Spencer has like a burner account and he started all the rumors?
Yeah.
You on that Kevin Durant? Oh no.
It's just a burner account, just like instead of P3, it's just like 3P.
3P?
Not really. That's too obvious. That's too obvious.
Anytime something goes on, every time he just writes something like, "Yeah, let's see how they like this one."
Right.
So but I had a theory. Right, I was talking to Brother Matt about this off recording.
I'm afraid.
No, don't be afraid. So I had a theory that it was a bunch of PlayStation fanboys taking the original rumor and spreading it as true all over Twitter, causing all this discourse among the Xbox community, and just pushing all their negativity away from Sony, because Foam Stars came out, it was a fart in the wind, nobody's played it. Helldivers came out to bad reviews, and it was having major issues on PC, with performance, and major issues with their anti-cheat. So it's like all this bad news, where Sony's like the whole Funimation thing happened, where they closing down Funimation and taking away people's purchases from Funimation. All these negative things are going on with Sony, and not a peep from the gaming media about Sony and all the negatives. Nothing. But one little Xbox rumor, and then all of a sudden, the Xbox community's on fire, and Phil Spencer has to do a business update next week. I honestly think it was just a bunch of fanboys fanning the flames and just causing trouble.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So suspect number one right here.
No, so I would say that if it wasn't for the quote unquote insiders also fanning the flame. I won't name any names because I'm not trying to start wars.
I will.
Dogs them.
But there was a lot of insiders who were essentially joining the doom and gloom.
For sure.
And they were basically crying, saying that this is it. It's over. Xbox is going third party. Hardware is being demolished. Like, it's over. Like, just get used to it, essentially. Like, every game, Gears of War, Halo is going to come to PlayStation. Like, it doesn't matter. Everything is coming to PlayStation. So you might as well get a PlayStation. That's what everybody was saying. And it's like, it was so strange that it's just like, why, like, all of a sudden, apparently they were saying, oh, we heard these rumors back in, like, November and stuff like that. So, like, why didn't you doom and gloom back then? Like, because you didn't believe it back then? Why would you believe it now? So, I just didn't understand. There was one in particular who, again, I'm not going to name names, but there was a lot of them that were doing it. But one in particular, no. I'm not trying to start trouble.
Whoa.
No. Are we talking about the same one?
We all talking about the same one. We all know who it is.
I'm saying the name. All right, because I'm sick and tired of hearing this. Everybody's talking about how he's just a passionate fan, a passionate gamer. He's passionate about the community. I don't want to hear it. That's a bunch of crap, all right? I'm a passionate person about the Xbox brand, but I wasn't on Twitter crying my eyes out in Spaces, right? Having Jeff Keighley in Spaces, okay? Yeah, that's right. We're talking about Tim Dog, all right? He was out there literally crying, talking out all the crap about Xbox, saying Xbox is done. I'm done with Xbox. I'm going to PlayStation. That's it. It was bullshit. Okay, he was like the number one on Twitter, going out there talking all this crap, right? And I bet you any money next week after Phil Spencer, displaces all these rumors to be complete bullshit and they give their business update, he's gonna come crawling back. And you know what? The receipts are gonna be there. There are screenshots already. There's people recorded the spaces that he was in. They have the clips. It's gonna come back to him. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. I don't want to hear about his whining ass crying all over Spaces, all over Twitter about Microsoft anymore. It's been a week of this crap, and I'm sick of him.
Yeah,
for someone to actually sat, someone who actually sat inside those spaces were absolutely annoying to be in. I sat in 2 of them.
I couldn't even listen to 5 minutes of it.
No. I was just getting so upset. I was just getting so upset and annoyed by everyone's word. Everybody that spoke just was annoying. And mind you, these were like grown ass men, like 50s, 60s, gotta have grandchildren, grown ass men talking about like come on, bro. Like you're absolutely like nothing else in your life is like worth like paying attention to, that you're focused on Xbox, putting Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush onto PlayStation. Yeah. Like come on.
Yeah.
I was so like there was some of them like sometimes like some speakers that just absolutely like, said nonsense. Like one of them was like some dude, he was stuttering and was saying that like Phil Spencer is gonna get forced to retire, and then Sarah Bond is gonna get fired as well, and then that Starfield needs to be on PlayStation because they're gonna get 50 million copies sold if they do. And I'm just like, shut the hell up. Yes. Like you're just speaking out your ass.
First of all, PlayStation players do not buy games. You can ask Insomniac. They don't buy games. Ask Square Enix. What happened to the sales? What happened to sales of? What happened to sales for Final Fantasy 16? They don't buy games.
Trash. I know exactly where it went.
Exactly.
I pushed it for it. I pushed it to go to the trash.
PlayStation players don't buy games. You think you're gonna buy an Xbox exclusive after they've been bashing it for the last year and a half? Bullshit. Bullshit. And it has me personally, as an Xbox fan, okay, I wasn't doom and gloom. I would be a little bit upset if some exclusive went to PlayStation, because I don't think that the 150 million or so base that PlayStation has is worth a little bit of extra cash. They're already on Xbox and PC. The install base for those are upwards of 1 billion potential players. You don't need an extra 150 million potential players more. Okay, they have the install base with Xbox and PC. There's no reason for them to go and put it on other platforms. If they do, it's fine. I'm still going to play games on Xbox. I'm still going to buy games on Xbox. If there's a next Xbox and it's more powerful than the Series X, I will buy it. That's not going to change. And the whole doom and gloom from these supposed Xbox insiders or Xbox, super fans like Tin Dog, it's all bullshit. All right? It was probably just for engagement, but I'm sick of that shit. Putting yourself out there, crying on Spaces so you could get engagement and money. It's bullshit. I'm sick of that.
Yes,
these old ass men got no job, just sitting at home, just making their checks off of Twitter. That's literally all it is.
And what's crazy too, you said it, no job. Like it was literally, these spaces were happening at like 2:00 in the afternoon. It's like, what are you doing at that time that you have time to do a space? Shouldn't you be working? I doubt you have time every single day at 2:00 to have 3-hour long spaces. Like,
his first space was like at 8 p.m. and it was like 7 hours long.
Yeah.
You don't know what I do with my spaces. Don't talk about me like that.
So then, all right. So then, what a new development happened during the week. I think it was like on Tuesday. Colt Eastwood, he has a podcast called, I think it's XNC.
XNC podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he was talking to his, I guess, guest. And
no, it's his co-host Mag.
Oh, because I used to listen to him back in the day. It was when it was just him.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were talking about everything, and then apparently, Colt got a text from someone. He didn't name who, but he said it was someone he like 100% trusted, and he made a whole face and saying like, "Oh, like this is like, this is the text said." Apparently, it said, "Next week will be better. LOL. Don't believe everything that you read." And
no shit.
Matt, I mean, anybody could have said that. I don't know why I was saying that, but apparently, magically, all the insiders, quote unquote, that were dooming and glooming and posting all this is gonna happen, like this, it's been tossed around, it's being considered, this and that. They magically said, well, they never confirmed everything, and they were starting to backpedal and started to say, okay, well, it's not confirmed. We'll see. And now they were being level-headed, and now they were okay. They felt better, and it's like, so all it took was a text, and maybe that person sent it to everybody else, for you to just not. It's just, it boggles my mind how you can go from Xbox is dead again with the meme to all right, we're fine. It's like, what? Why? I mean, granted, you guys mentioned Tim Dog, so I might as well just bring him up too. Like, he's doubling down. Like, he don't care what this insider information is about Xbox that is calming everybody down, but he's doubling down. He's like trying to quote unquote stand on business, and I don't know what he plans to do when it comes to next week, and we know exactly what happened. But it was just the 180 that everybody went through right after that came out was just, it was honestly hilarious. There was one person in particular that he literally had receipts of him crying and adding Phil Spencer on Twitter and saying like, this is a travesty, this and that. Magically his tweets disappeared. And he was trying to call other people out, saying, this is why you don't believe everything. And it's like, yo, bro, you were the one. You were talking the shit. It's about Xbox. It's like, what are you talking about? And it was just, oh man. And again, it's still happening. People are back to the doom and gloom. People are saying, oh, you gotta expect that, more Xbox games are gonna come to PlayStation. And it's like, can we just wait? Can we please just wait until that? And that's one thing too, that people just don't have any patience. Well, I mentioned it before. They want everything right now. They want it in a tweet. They don't want a formal announcement of anything. They just want it in a tweet. They want Phil Spencer to say yes or no. Are games coming to PlayStation? Yes or no? And it's like, no, that's not how this works.
Like you said, and when we were talking about it, like away from the podcast, we were talking about it, and we were like, 2 years ago, he said games will be a case by case.
Yeah, and that's
it will go case by case whether it's exclusive or not.
Yeah,
this is old news now.
Yeah, there was a few people who were again backpedaling and saying, well, it might be a case by case thing. It's nothing. They just considered it, and I was like, this is what he said 2 fucking years ago. So it's like, why does everybody have like short-term memory when it comes to this stuff? I've literally been posting it nonstop on like every thread. That same exact screenshot, and where it says Phil Spencer, the Bethesda exclusivity, and I'm assuming it extends to ABK now, that it's on a case-by-case basis. It's not gonna be every game. It's gonna be some games. We don't know. They'll figure that out, and they'll relay the message to us.
Man, drugs, cocaine's a hell of a drug, right?
Apparently. And so I wanted to mention too, because it actually happened today. So Joshua Stein, He's like he's the senior manager for the social media team at Xbox, and he posted something about the parasocial relationship that a lot of people tend to have with like these brands online. And I responded to him. I was basically saying that it doesn't help that Twitter it boosts this type of content. Like they want the doom and gloom because that's where the engagement is. That's what people like to talk about, and that's what gets the views, and that's what gets the clicks, the likes, and all that stuff, the sharing. That's what Elon Musk wants, and that's what gets the engagement. So he basically
company for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he was basically saying that it's tough because a lot of people, they form that parasocial. They think Phil Spencer is their friend. They think Xbox is their friend. And when Xbox does something that they don't like in particular, they feel like they freaking got backstabbed and they got broken up with, because that's the type of mentality that they have. It's like Tim Dog. He's going on Spaces every night about like basically crying over a breakup essentially and saying, "Oh, I don't need them. That I'm better off without them." Like, bro, like they weren't with you. Like they're not your girlfriend.
Well, that's really funny. Now that I thought about it, that's actually pretty hilarious.
Yeah, it's like they take this stuff so seriously, and it's like that's not healthy. You can't do that. Like these brands, granted, they do post some stuff to be funny and engage with the community and stuff like that, but you have to maintain that distance where like they're not there to be your friend. Like, they'll interact with you. Yeah, they'll talk back and forth with you or whatever. But that's it. They're not your friend. They don't know you. You don't know them.
This is a $1 trillion. This is a $1 trillion company who doesn't know you even exist. All they care about is money and how to make more money.
No,
that's literally their goal. That's literally their goal. And they may have
know them like I know them.
yeah, exactly. They may have, like you said, these people who they can interact with the community, which is fine because Phil Spencer, even Sarah Bond, they do it all the time. They interact with the community, but at the end of the day, they're a corporation. They abide by their corporation's rules and regulations and guidelines, and they're not gonna sit on Twitter and explain their business on Twitter for the average Joe who bought their console like 2 years ago. No, that's not how it works. People need to just wait for official word from Microsoft, from Phil Spencer himself, or even Sarah Bond. She's now the president of Xbox. We're just gonna wait for somebody in the company to come out and say this is what's gonna happen, and stop believing these biased medias. Stop believing these so-called insiders. Stop believing a rumor is true before it even happens. You make yourself look like an absolute fool, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you lie on my homie like this. You ain't gonna talk about it.
Could we bring up the fact that GameStop didn't even help either?
Oh yeah.
They just added fuel to the fire.
If you think GameStop was ever gonna help anything, that's on you. Don't ever.
Yeah, that's honestly.
That's what they weren't gonna help, but like it was just bad timing and a bad typo. They really just fucked up.
That I don't understand where that came from. Like, why? When has Xbox ever referred to Game Pass as Microsoft Game Pass?
Yeah, no,
I've never ever heard that before. I've heard Game Pass, I've heard Xbox Game Pass, or heard PC Game Pass. I've never heard Microsoft Game Pass. So I don't know who the hell thought that was a good idea, but they quickly fixed it, and then they started like making fun of themselves and stuff like that. But
yeah, they fixed it and it said it's definitely Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah,
and it's like you know what you're doing. GameStop wanted their little 5 minutes of, hey, we're still alive. Physical media is still here. Please buy from us.
We're still here. We're still here.
I'm barely, but
it doesn't matter. I'm still here.
Yeah,
buy my shit.
Those. Yeah, I wanna move on from this. I really do, because it's been dealing a week of this. It's absolutely stress inducing when you go on. Like, that's all I see. It's absolutely crazy.
But we just started having fun.
I'll say this. I'll say one last thing because I mentioned it in like the chat that we had. The way that this was, the way it was coming out, all the rumors and stuff like that. Like you mentioned, like your theory and stuff like that. I have a theory that I mentioned to you guys. I think there is a strong possibility that Xbox orchestrated this or Microsoft orchestrated this to find out who is leaking their stuff. Because one thing that is, like, you can't really deny it. Like, Xbox has a lot of leaks. Like, a lot. And it's contrast to PlayStation, which, for all their faults, they keep a tight ship when it comes to leaks. Like, it took a whole freaking Insomniac hack in order for any information regarding their stuff to be out in the open. Yeah, so they keep a tight ship, which is actually very commendable of them, and I don't know how they do it, but then that's why I always say there's no such thing as a PlayStation insider, because they don't know shit. Every month they're saying there's a state of play, and one month they'll be right. I mean, they got it right. There was actually a guy who said it was going to be in January, the end of January, and it was February. So, I mean, I guess he was a little bit off. But
1 out of 12.
Yeah.
He got his numbers confused. You know, sometimes words are hard.
Yeah, numbers are hard. Yeah. But yeah, so I think that Microsoft purposely leaked this information, or maybe someone at Microsoft did. I don't know if it was like a higher up decision. That'd be a little bit much. But they were probably trying to crack down on who's leaking their stuff, and that's why it seems so scattered where these leaks were coming from, because like I said, Xbox era said Starfield first. Then Tom Warren said that it was going to be Indiana Jones. And then other places were saying that it was Gears of War. I think it was Jeff Grubb. He was saying it was Gears of War and maybe Halo 2. They were just coming out of different places, and it's just like, it's very odd that you would have this amount of leaks come out so scattered like that. Usually when leaks happen, it's all at once. So I think there's a strong possibility, because I feel if you watched what was it called, the Power On documentary about Xbox's history and stuff like that, there was a lot of shit that they did, like, to, like, I don't want to say like shady shit, but like they did certain things to make sure like Xbox stood alive, or they were trying to like weed things out, and it was a lot. It was very eye-opening. I definitely recommend watching that if you haven't, because it gives a good history about like everything that went on behind the scenes and stuff like that. So I wouldn't put it past Microsoft to do something like this, because they need to get their leaks in shape, because like literally it feels like every other week there's another leak regarding Xbox's lineup and their future new consoles and all that stuff. Like right now there's a rumor about 2 Xbox SKUs that supposedly it's their next gen consoles, which is going to be like a traditional console and then a handheld. So like that stuff leaks all the time, and it's like they need to get that shit in order. So I think that could be what happened here, that they're trying to find out who's leaking their stuff. That's why it seemed like everything under the sun was coming to PlayStation, apparently. I think some of it is true. I think there's going to be some that come to PlayStation, as we said, case by case. I think it's going to start with Hi-Fi Rush and potentially Sea of Thieves, and then we'll go from there. It's not going to be every game. There's going to be exclusives. I think Hellblade and Indiana Jones are going to be exclusive. I think Avowed's going to be exclusive. Obviously, Halo is going to be exclusive. Maybe Elder Scrolls might not be exclusive. I don't know. It's really up to them, and if there's one thing that you can criticize Xbox of doing, is not being clear about what games are going to be exclusive. If it's going to be a time thing, which I'm fine with. If there's some timed exclusives, say that. Say first on Xbox, or until certain date. Like at least PlayStation does that. They say exclusive on PlayStation until March 2024, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Just wait for next week, and we can talk more about that.
It would be really crazy if Phil Spencer comes out and said, "We found the leaker. We're going to hang him here, and everybody's gonna have exclusives."
They're gonna dox him on Twitter or her.
No, I'm just playing.
It was Sarah Bond. That's why I didn't.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't know what I do.
Like, no, there was right? There's another like rumor that apparently it was disgruntled Activision employees that were leaking this stuff, and I thought about that. I was like, how would they know about this stuff?
They barely worked at Microsoft. Not to violate, but like they did.
Right? You just got acquired. You really think that they just sent a memo to every employee in Activision Blizzard to be like, hey, this is what we're planning, and let everybody know?
But like everybody's saying it's Activision, but like also like ZeniMax got hit, on Xbox Game Studios got hit, Activision got hit. Like everybody got hit. It wasn't just Activision. Like 1,900 people from Activision. It was everywhere in Xbox. It wasn't just singled out only Activision.
Yeah, and we'll just jump right into that because the FTC came out and they wanted to file a claim, because of the 1,900 people who got laid off at Microsoft, saying that, oh, see, this is exactly what we were talking about. That all these people lost their jobs was because of the merger. But it was reported by Tom Warner that Microsoft came out and responded to that FTC claim, stating that Microsoft's layoffs of the 1,900 Activision Blizzard or Xbox employees is not because of the merger. Activision was already planning on eliminating a significant number of jobs while operating as an independent company. So no matter what, there could have been even more job losses if the merger never went through.
Man said, look, that's not true. We was going to fire y'all anyway. So.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's out there. I think I read something like that.
I did too. When I heard about Kotick. The FTC stuff, I knew, it was Kotick. Bobby Kotick said something to the effect that they said if the merger fails, they were going to have to do something. I forgot exactly what he said.
They're going to eliminate half of the company.
I don't know if it was that bad, but
it was going to be something drastic for sure.
Yeah, it was going to be a lot worse. It was going to be worse.
Because people...
Y'all was going to get fired regardless of what y'all thought.
Because people forget that the market evaluation for Activision at the time was set at, what was it, $95?
I think it was 97, but we could be wrong. Yeah.
It was something like that. Yeah. But before that was what Microsoft proposed to the shareholders. If this merger failed and fell through, then that means those shareholders weren't going to get that money. And they were going to get the $3 billion, but that was going to get wasted away at costs and expenses and stuff like that for upkeep and stuff. So that they weren't going to see that money, even if Microsoft paid them the $3 billion. But that market evaluation was going to go down, and the stock was likely going to drop because now you lost faith in Activision, because now they're going to lose out on that payday that they were going to see. So they were going to have to cut costs somewhere, and it was going to be the developers. Let's not pretend that Activision was just going to be so kind to their developers that they weren't going to join in on the fun and lay off their entire staff like every other publisher has been doing. They would be probably the most egregious of the layoffs that we've seen last year.
Y'all was going to be broke regardless of what y'all thought this was. This is what I'm hearing. That's what.
No, it's the truth. Like that's
the truth. Yeah, and who knows? It could have been even worse. It could have been way more employees than 1,900.
Absolutely.
It was going to be a lot worse. So I mean, like we said last week, it still sucks to lose your job. It sucks that we have to talk about it in this light, but. Like Microsoft came out and said, like, it was gonna be worse. We were, we sort of saved them. It was gonna be a bloodbath at Activision if it didn't go through.
So, and I'm sure they have court documents to back that up. I'm sure Bobby Kotick would have said, like, yeah, we were gonna do that. Yeah, he already got his golden parachute. There's no reason for him to lie anymore. He could tell the truth.
Yeah, no. They know this. The FCC just wants to hold on to that. They're losing case so bad. They need to move on because it's looking really pathetic for the FTC right now.
They, for whatever reason, they just don't want to seem like losers, even though they're making moves to make themselves even bigger losers. So
yeah, it's too late for that.
My man definitely just said it's too late. That's crazy.
It is. They are losers. There's so much better stuff to put their focus on, but they want to go against Microsoft because they're the big bad.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. We have some crazy news out of Epic Games and Disney. Apparently, they're partnering up, and Disney has invested $1.5 billion. Billion with a B in Epic Games.
Yeah, 10% of Epic Games. Take now.
Crazy.
Yeah, Disney has a lot of money. It's insane. So apparently they're gonna partner up and they're gonna create their own sort of Disney Epic universe. There was a picture that was actually leaked and was taken down, but of course the internet is too fast. They have it already. So it's sort of like. Brother Matt had explained it to me like Kingdom Hearts. We can jump in and out of like the worlds and be in different worlds and different like from different movies. It was like you got the Marvel world, you got the Star Wars world, you got the Disney world. It's gonna be like one giant video game, all these different worlds that you could jump in and out of. And at least that's what the picture looks like. And it looks absolutely
gonna be like Ready Player One, but for Disney.
Yeah. I also read that that like creative maps and stuff like that, because creative maps are amazing, especially with Unreal 5. They've been killing it. They've been doing a great job. So, but now with Disney being putting all this money in and also being a 10% stake owner, they're like these creative players can now use Disney assets.
Yeah,
they can make like a fight with Darth Vader and Iron Man. Like you could do whatever you want.
Game, yeah,
you could build your own Star Wars game, build your own Iron Man game, whatever. Like you have full reign with now Disney being part of Epic. Well, Disney owning 10% of Epic now.
Yeah, I remember. I read
partnership is big. Yeah,
I read a quote from Bob Iger when he was saying like the amount of money that people spend on video games like trumps anything that they make from movies and TV shows and subscriptions. It's like, you're just now realizing this? Like, the video game industry has completely dwarfed the movie industry in terms of revenue. And it's like, this is what they should have been doing. They should have been doing this like 10 years ago. But, I mean, that was back when they were trying to do the Skylanders stuff. It was Disney Infinity. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
And that flopped. But now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
you have the article open?
I do.
Okay, so I could have sworn I saw that included with this partner or this investment is like they did they announced the Fortnite stuff with the worlds and stuff like that. But wasn't there like a game being developed as part of this thing?
I think it's in Fortnite.
Is it in Fortnite? I thought it was like a separate game.
No, I think it's in Fortnite. I'm not sure though.
Okay, no, because I was thinking like, I wonder if this was a way to like basically, essentially what they did with EA for Star Wars, like basically just giving Epic the reign to basically act as the publisher for all their properties and have like Epic be the go-to stop for all Disney properties.
No, I don't think it's gonna be like that. But they do say that they're so the quote is what's the new content expected to release? While no exact date has been given, it's been suggested that the new gaming and entertainment universe will be available soonish. That's literally the words that they use.
I saw in the trailer it said soonish. Yeah.
Probably
like this summer.
Yeah, it's not the summer, the fall at the very latest. If soonish, because they're run by quarters, right? So
yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see what they're gonna do with all this, because Epic has built absolutely massive gaming universe already with everything that they have with Fortnite and their creative.
Yeah.
So just Disney saying, hey, we want a part of that. Here's 1.5 billion. Let's work together. I mean, they were already collaborating with all their Marvel skins and Star Wars skins and everything that came out on Fortnite. So it was already there. The partnership was already there. They're just now making it bigger, a lot bigger.
Yeah, they even mentioned that some of the rides, Smuggler's Run, and I think the Rise of the Resistance ride also uses Unreal Engine 5.
The what is that? That room that they used during the pandemic to shoot a bunch of movies. What was that called?
I forgot. But they used that. The Mandalorian uses that, and they also used it in Batman as well.
Oh, well, maybe it was just okay. Yeah, that I know that uses Unreal, but I know a lot of Disney basically used it for like almost all their movies shot during that time.
Yeah.
Listen, all I ask is just bring back the Mandalorian skin for Fortnite so I can buy it.
That's not happening.
It's happening. They gotta do it.
No, that was in a battle pass.
That's a battle pass.
I don't care. Bring it back.
You lost.
You lost it, son.
No,
it's gone.
I'm not giving up.
You missed Mando and Grogu.
It wasn't meant to be, Producer Jet.
No, I will always have hope.
You gotta wait to see if he gets a new skin from the movie coming out in like 2 years.
I was gonna say tie it into like if I buy a ticket, I could redeem it on Epic and get the skin.
That's definitely not happening.
Well, you know what? I'm for that. Epic Disney, listen to me. Do it.
You are not this. This is not you.
That would make a lot of money though.
My brother.
It would. I remember when they did the pickaxe at GameStop, the candy cane, the minty pickaxe.
Oh yes.
Let me tell you, I took the bus to GameStop, and then I got off the bus. There was a bunch of kids running, and I'm like, yeah, they're gonna get the pickaxe. Let me hurry up. Man, I started walking faster, so I was like, let me make sure I get my pickaxe.
Yo, no, it
brings a lot of cool.
So you ever went to one of the old Pokemon movies? And they will give you like an exclusive Pokemon card of like Mew or whatever.
Yeah.
It's basically that, but as a digital item.
You'll never see it.
No. Yeah. Let me live. Let me hope.
You'll never see it coming.
No, we're gonna move on to Ubisoft. CEO said something wild about Skull and Bones. Because apparently the $70 price tag is perfect for them, even though it's going to have an in-game store, battle pass, season events, and it's going to be completely full live service. So they're going to expect you to spend even more money on this game. They're defending the $70 price tag, saying, quote, it's a quadruple A game. And listen, I've said it before on this podcast. I'll just say it again right here. I really, really do not care about this game at all. Skull and Bones is going to come out, and it may have a few thousand people playing it, but it is within a week, it's done. It's going to be dead. Nobody's going to be playing it. They're going to see how terrible it is, and just not going to play it anymore. So their $7 price tag is just it's falling on deaf ears. Nobody wants to pay $70 for a video game, let alone a game as a service game that's going to want them to buy more and more.
Yeah, I really don't understand what is going on at Ubisoft where they're just saying the most dumb things that is counterproductive to their like business, because like they're in a position where they need to build up, like they need to build back to where they used to be, and they're releasing pretty decent games, but they're just saying the wrong things. And it's just like, why would you say something like this? That's like I think it was the same guy, the CEO. He said, that people gotta get used to not owning their games. And it's just like, why would you say that? Like, first of all, who's asking you these questions that is prompting you to say this shit? Like, it's like he purposely just finds an outlet. Like, I got something to say.
Let's see how can I piss off people tonight. Bet.
For real, exactly. Like that's his goal, is to get people upset and not support Ubisoft, and then probably cry, "Oh, but nobody's buying our games. Gee, I wonder why."
Because it's too expensive. Listen, I don't know how. I think it's been 10 years now that Skull and Bones has been in development. They probably dumped a lot of money into this game, and they're hoping and praying that this game is gonna land on its feet, be good, and that it's going to make them a lot of money back. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. As a matter of fact, right now you can play the open beta of Skull and Bones, and there's nobody playing it. People are actually playing Helldivers 2 more than they're playing that. Okay, and it's really bad right now. Okay, I don't think the game is gonna do well, and honestly, I hope it doesn't. I don't care about this game at all.
No, didn't Skull and Bones also get like support from some country's government or something like that? That Ubisoft seeked out like money from like another country.
I don't know anything about that.
It was like a while ago. Like
this Skull and Bones has been in development for like a decade.
It's been too long. Yeah, it's been too long for Skull and Bones, honestly.
They gotta understand, they're not Rockstar. They can't spend 10 years on a game and expect it to be live service at that, and then expect it to be amazing. They dump too much money. They're gonna it's gonna hit them in the face that they lost a lot of money on this game. It's coming.
Didn't they just cancel a game recently?
They probably did.
And it was a live service, I think.
The only game I know Ubisoft is still on is X Defiant, which missed its light. Everybody like is just like
forgot about it.
Where is the game? Where is the game? And I think just recently they put like I think it's Mark Cuban. Not Mark Cuban. What am I talking about? Some
billionaire.
No, not some billionaire. The creator of the game. Yeah, I think his name is like something Cuban. This is one of the makers of Model for 3. He the original Model for 3. He too is working on it, making it, and he said the game should be coming out in March. But like,
we haven't heard anything about.
It hasn't been nothing about the game. Nothing. Absolutely.
I don't think it's March. It's probably gonna be pushed back.
Pushed back again.
Another time. But that's the thing too. What is going on with Ubisoft that like they can't release games? It just feels like every game that they have planned is just pushed back. Like Skull and Bones got pushed back. That freaking Prince of Persia remake got pushed back indefinitely. The X Defiant is getting pushed back. I mean I know they're working on a new Splinter Cell, but who knows when that's coming out. And it's just like I don't know what's in the future for Ubisoft, but it's not looking bright. And I feel like they're probably gonna get acquired by somebody soon.
I don't know. I think it's mostly has to do with their live service games. It takes a lot of time, a lot of development time, a lot of money to put into live service games, and I think going that route from single player to live service games really hurt them in the quality of games, because we all know Ubisoft games come out, they're buggy mess, they don't work properly, you have to wait for patches and stuff, and it's just like they're probably understaffed, they're overworked, then they're wasting so much money. It's just not gonna be right. I think that's the case for Skull and Bones.
But we'll have to see what happens. I mean, I feel like every live service game has its niche. So I feel like, especially with people who were like asking for this game for so long, I feel like it'll find its player base eventually.
Nah, it has to get released first for that though.
Oh, yeah.
No, I remember a while ago I heard someone mention like Skull and Bones, that they, not to shit on the game, but I read on Twitter someone said that they rather play the Pirates of the Caribbean world than over Skull and Bones. I was like, yikes. I was like, damn.
I will not take this Kingdom Hearts slander.
Hey, that was slandering. That was a compliment. That was a compliment.
It was pretty fun. I'll say that much.
That's crazy. All right. Well, the last bit of news we have is we've been talking a lot about layoffs recently, and we've been talking about how people need to unionize, especially within the video game community. and apparently somebody was listening, because employees at IGN decided to vote, and they unionized with the IGN Creators Guild, the News Guild CWA labor union. So over 80 employees, which is about 87% of them, have signed union authorization cards, and they're now part of a union fighting for better pay, layoff protection, and measurable steps that increase staff diversity and more. So if IGN can sit there, gather together, and unionize, a lot of these other companies need to do it, because the layoffs have been historic this year, and it's only the beginning of February. We know it's going to continue, so people need to people need to be like IGN and unionize.
Wow. I haven't heard that in a long time. That's crazy.
Never would have thought.
Exactly.
No, but the past year it should have been a wake up call for the industry to look at options like unionization, because it wasn't obviously the layoffs weren't a good thing, especially like with the Xbox one just recently. But if it wasn't the best advertising for unionization, the what was it, the CWA, the union that was supporting the Activision acquisition, none of those people got laid off. So if that's not the best advertising for unionization, I don't know what is. They basically said, like, look, out of all these people that got laid off, none of these unionized workers were. So y'all better get to it.
Yep.
Especially now that like Microsoft is open to it, they might not be later on. You gotta take your chance and unionize while you can.
For sure.
And I think
they're gonna be union busting, but at least right now they're for people unionizing within a company.
Yeah, and I think there's people in Bethesda are gonna be. I heard somewhere that Bethesda, one of the studios in the Bethesda, is gonna unionize, or they're talking about it. They're putting to a vote.
We reported on that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I knew. I heard it somewhere.
Yes,
I heard somewhere talking about it. Me, nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, unions obviously are gonna have your back and have job security. So like, people need to realize that in this particular industry, they need unions.
Yeah, and especially because it's not just like the game industry; it's also the game journalism industry that saw layoffs as well. It's tech in general. So it doesn't matter. Like, your job is at risk. So just don't even take a chance. Like, unionize if you can.
If it's available to you.
Especially. Definitely. I mean, that's it. That's all we got for the news. You know, this week has been absolutely wild, and I'm glad it's over. We need to move on.
I mean, we got another weekend. It feels like every weekend is just more shit. So
it feels like every weekend is another week.
Yeah, for real. It's like, this month has been the longest month.
It just started.
I just started. Exactly. February has been so long.
It's literally been 1 week. It's 1 week of February.
Exactly.
You gotta relax.
But the unisom there though was crazy. Just want to say.
Don't support him.
Wow.
Don't support his madness right now.
All right. Well, that'll do it for us. We will see you guys next week, and we will keep you updated on when we're gonna have our interview. So we will see you then. Peace.
You'll never see it coming.